Metaphorically, are you willing to do business with your non-dominant hand? Are you willing to lead your team? Are you willing to hire people differently? Are you willing to interact with your members in different ways? As opposed to sitting around in a group saying, yes, we as credit unions have all these benefits, but nobody outside of your circle knows what they are. Are Tim and Gary from Oklahoma City here in the afternoon here? Raise your hands if you guys are here. Right in the back. Gary's back there. Tim, are you with us or is he not here? Gary, stand up. Tim, stand up. He's waving. I sat and had lunch with these two guys, and I found out for a $2,000 investment, they created an amazing marketing plan to send out to Gen X, Gen Y people to find out what they want in a financial institution. And they Twittered them, they iPodded them, they gave it to them in a way that mattered to them. It was in a medium that mattered to them. So it was a good show from a standpoint of Gen X, Gen Yers. I would encourage you to go talk to those guys. They have as much information as all of us paid speakers and probably even more applicable to what you're all about. Simple, grassroots, exactly what was talked about earlier today. Grassroots, grabbing the bull by the horn, so to speak, and going after it as opposed to wondering, why don't people like us? Why don't people know who we are? It's not unique to you. We at Disney fell into the same trap. And twice in the history that I know of the company, we almost lost the business entirely because of our resistance to change. We, metaphorically, were not willing to do business with our non-dominant hand. There is a certain way you make a G-rated cartoon. There's a certain way that you build a ride. There's a certain way that you design an attraction in a park, and don't anybody mess with it. As a 19-year-old college intern when I started at Disney, I'll never forget running into this don't change buzzsaw. As a 19-year-old, I was participating in meetings that were run by really old people. 25, 26 years of age. I mean, they had one foot in the grave. And we interns would ask questions about PowerPoint. Why do we even do, we don't have PowerPoint. Why do we even have marketing plans? Why don't we do this? Why don't we change the way that we're doing business? Let's use computers. No, computers, we can't do that. This is a long time ago. Why do we have that price point? Why do we have this marketing plan? Why? And usually the answer was, that's the Disney way. And then we would push back, and then if that pushback got too hot and heavy for the old people running the meeting, they would say, because we do that because that's the way Walt wanted it. Or we don't do it that way because Walt wouldn't like it. I'll never forget one day I got the guts to raise my hand and say, excuse me, boss, you keep saying Walt wouldn't like that. Not to be disrespectful, but isn't Walt dead? Well, yeah, of course he's dead, but that's just not... Who cares? Do you have a direct line to his grave? Mr. Disney, what do you think? Of course not. But it's amazing how often we hide behind our culture, our policies, our procedures. And I'm not against culture, policies, and procedures. I'm going to talk more about them later. But sometimes you don't want to change them.